I'm here to ask a question. It's a very interesting question for me. The question being, video game, board games, why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why?
I would say I am a pretty big fan of video games. I like video games, but of course, I like board games a little bit more. Now that being said, when you play a video game, I was actually just getting YouTube shorts about like Red Dead Redemption, which is one of my favorite video games of all time. If they made a Red Dead Redemption board game, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Why would I buy a board game based off of a video game instead of just playing the video game? Here's my thing. Although I like games like The Witcher, Assassin's Creed, and like I just said, Red Dead Redemption, I kind of, as I've gotten older, I've taken more appreciation to games that are not 8,000 hours long. Games like Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which is a fantastic Mario game, I beat it in a good amount of time. I really want to play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but I know that it's a really long open world spanning game and all this stuff in there. Don't get me wrong, that stuff is awesome, but sometimes I don't want to play a 200-hour video game. And that's why I would get something like a board game based off of The Witcher. Now, I have played The Witcher 3, and actually the first two games a little bit as well, and they're pretty good games, especially Witcher 3, but honestly, I would much rather play The Witcher Unmatched sets, and then also combining it with other sets too. And there's things in the Witcher Unmatched sets that I could never do in the video game. Like having Geralt fight Ciri, or, Philippa, or, all these different characters, and like having them fight, or even having Leshen fight, or whatever, or having Spider-Man fight Geralt. That's something you can't do in the video game. I kind of consider that the Unmatched Witcher sets to be like a Witcher board game, looking past the fact that they can go and be a part of other Unmatched sets. I think I would consider that to just be, if you're a fan of The Witcher and you like the video game, and the books and the comics and everything in the show, you should get the board games because they're cool. Like I said, I just don't want to play a 5,000 hour video game, but also I can't play The Witcher with my friends. This lets me basically play The Witcher with my friends. And then you think something like Worms, the video game, which, as you can see here, and I'm using it to hold the mic, Worms was my best favorite board game of 2024. I was so excited for this. I got everything from the Kickstarter, everything. But why not just play the video game? The video game is just, they're short games, and, it's stupid like the board game, and I could play it with my friends, so why not just play the video game? I don't know. I think it comes down to a point where you would have to be already into board games and miniature games and stuff like that in order to appreciate video game board games. If we go into the scale of miniature games like Halo Flashpoint, that game has become so popular with people because of the fact it's Halo. That adds an additional layer to being into Halo. If you like the video games, sure, you can basically kind of play the video game on your tabletop, which is cool to see the 3D terrain and whatnot and all that. It's pretty cool. But you get to paint miniatures, and that's key too. I will say there is a difference between playing Halo on your TV and playing Halo on your tabletop. You get to see this sprawling epic battle and going on like just on your table instead of you seeing it kind of like on a 2D plane. I know it's a 3D video game, but like, it's just your TV, but like I can walk around the building and like take little miniatures and go in the buildings and stuff like that. Although I don't like Halo Flashpoint that much. I wasn't that big of a fan of the board game and the miniature game. It is cool for people that like it, that like Halo the video game. I know that there's like Call of Duty, the board game now, Apex Legends. They had a Kickstarter for Terraria. One of my most anticipated games, which I don't even know when the hell it's going to be released and put on Kickstarter, is the Don't Starve board game. But again, I could just go with Ryan and play Don't Starve together on Steam. We could just do that. But because we're into the hobby already, I would rather just go and play the board game, to be honest. But let's say you completely just disagree with me on everything that I've said. Why play a video game board game? Why play a board game based off of a video game when you can just play the video game? Again, it comes down to I don't know. But for me, myself and I'm already into the hobby, so I prefer to play board games, and to see how a video game can translate to a board game is just, it's unique to me. One of the things that drew me to getting the Worms board game was to see how it worked. What is your opinion about video game board games? Let me know down in the comments below, because I'm curious on what other people think and what they think about video game board games, because it's an interesting topic. It's interesting. It's interesting to think. Oh god, I got a lot of board games.